start. Let's start with some blocks underneath the thighs today. So take the spine onto the mat. Take the blocks underneath the thighs or underneath the knees, your choice. And a little separation between the legs. Feel expansive across the back body. Close the eyes. Arms can be anywhere you like. Just take a moment. Connect with the breath. Quiet the mind. And as you lie here, do a quick inventory check of the body, check in with the muscles, the joints. How do you feel this morning? Areas where there's some tension or tightness, can you direct the breath there to create a little bit more space, a little more softening? Go ahead and leave that left leg where it is. Take that right knee to the chest. Let that knee get heavy. Bring some movement to the ankle, ladies. You can make circles or point and flex. Make sure you go in both directions if you're circling. Just loosening up the ankle joint here. Give the ankle a break, wiggle the toes. And now go ahead and let that foot have a rest and take that knee a little closer to the chest. See how the back of that hamstring is feeling, how that glute is feeling. With the next exhale, take that knee to the outside of the right shoulder. Let's find some space on the adductor, the inner thigh, hold here. And now come on back to center. Send that leg straight up, straight above the hip socket. Pull the toes towards the shin. Wake up the calf. Reach for the lower part of the thigh so that you're not reaching and pulling the shoulders up off the mat and start to send that leg a little closer. Welcome to take a strap onto the arch of that foot if you prefer, especially if you're starting to curl into those toes with the shoulder. We want to keep the shoulders flat. We want to just allow that leg to get heavy and we wake it up slowly. Remember, there's no rush to be anywhere. And then go ahead and float that leg above the hip socket. And try to send that foot up towards the heavens and then let it slowly drift back down onto that block. And notice how much longer that right leg feels. When you're ready, float that left knee to the chest, let that knee get heavy. Let's bring some circles to the ankle or point and flex, yogi's choice. Going both ways. Go ahead and get that ankle break, wiggle the toes. Now let that foot have a rest, take that knee a little closer to the chest, hold here. And then with that next exhale, we're going to float that knee to the outside of that left shoulder. Let's linger. So remember, take a break and a sip anytime you want to. Don't be afraid to call on your blocks and straps anytime you feel they'd be beneficial. And just always, above all, listen to your body. Your practice, your rules. Last breath here. Come on back to center. Extend that leg straight up. Pull the toes towards the shins. And then again, reach for that thigh or take that strap to the foot. Let that leg get heavy. Noticing the difference from one side of the body versus the other. Now go ahead and float that leg back above the hip socket. Extend through the back of the leg so we're floating that foot a little closer to the heavens. And now let that leg float back down. So the leg should feel long. We're opening up to the hips. We're going to leave the legs quiet. We're going to take the right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. With those shoulders a bit of a hug. We're already imprinted because our knees are elevated above the hips. We're gonna press down through the small of the back, pull that head and shoulders up, and now take two and roll from side to side. We'll carry a lot of tension here, hopefully we're releasing it. One more time, back and forth. And now come on back to center, relax neck, head, and shoulder. We're gonna float that right knee towards the chest, move that block out of the way. Float that left knee towards the chest, move that left block out of the way. Take the knees to the chest, take it to a little rock and roll knees. And again, play with where those knees are in relationship to the torso. As we send them away, take that massage down the spine. Linger at any part that feels particularly delicious this morning. And now come on back to center. We're going to take those feet to the mat. And then once they arrive, we're going to float those knees off to the right, finding our twist. Welcome to take a block between the knees or underneath the knees. We keep the shoulder grounded. We let that left knee get heavy, and now take that left ear to the mat. We'll linger here. Go ahead and take that gaze back to center and those knees back to center. Next exhale sends the knees to the left. Shoulders are grounded, that right hip shines to the heavens. And now take that right ear to the mat. Let's linger here. Come on back to center. Go ahead and take those knees back to center. Have some separations of those legs. The knees are in line with the hip. We're going to float that right ankle to the left thigh for number 4. Start by pushing that right leg away. And then when you're ready, float that left thigh closer. So again, you can strap here if you'd like. That left leg can be bent or straight, yogi's choice. Shoulders are nice and flat on the mat. Shoulder blades anyway. We let that left leg melt closer. We send that right knee away. We hold. And now go ahead and float that left leg down on the mat. We're just going to slide that leg across. And we're going to take those knees back to the chest, full pelvic facing on our back so the knees get heavy. Maybe the tailbone lifts. Maybe we start to send those feet apart as those knees melt closer. Big stretch here. Let's linger. So the closer the knees are to the chest, the farther the feet are apart, the deeper the stretch. And then go ahead and release that. We're going to unravel those legs, send them back to the mat, switch it up. Left ankle, right thigh, send that left knee away. And now float that right leg closer. Leg can be straight or bent, yogi's choice. Find your stretch. And now go ahead and release that right foot back onto the mat. Slide that left knee across. And now take the knees back to the chest. You decide what expression of full cow facing makes sense. That unravel. Take the feet back onto the mat. We're going to reach for a block. Just one. We're going to take it in between the thighs. Take the arms alongside the body, imprint to the small of the back, and just hold that imprint weight up the core. So the deeper we send that spine in the mat, the more core engagement we activate. And now keeping that connection, we're going to start to send the hips up. So the tailbone's already lifted. Pull each of the consecutive vertebrae up one at a time, so the hips down. Root through the feet, send those hips a little higher, hold here. Again, we're weight bearing on the neck, important that we keep that head straight up to the heavens, no twisting or turning. Squeeze that block a lot, activate the abductors. Send the hips a little higher, there's the hamstrings and the glutes. And now slowly take the spine back down. Once the spine arrives, pull the knees above the hips. So again, we're nice and flat to the back. Try not to use your arms to push up. We're simply going to take the knees towards the chest, lifting the tailbone, activating the lower abs. So that's lifting the tailbone, returning the lower back down onto the mat. You should feel those lower abdominals kicking in as we curl those shoulders. Let's do a few more. Last one. And now go ahead and float those feet back down onto the mat. We're gonna come back to bridge, so arms alongside the body one more time. Let's imprint, activate the core, up go the hips. Nice and slow. Root through the feet, send those hips a little higher. Squeeze that block a little more and hold here. And we're gonna make this a little bit more active, not much. We're gonna squeeze that block, I'm gonna break it and release. Squeeze, release, don't drop it. 3, 4, instead of giving that block a little hug. Last one, slowly come on down. Go ahead and take those knees above the hips one more time. Squeeze that block a lot. This time we're going to send the heels away towards the mat. So you decide whether you're coming into a hinge or whether you're starting to straighten and then taking those heels to the floor. So again, it's not how low the heels go, it's how flat we can keep that spine. That's the work. We're away. Use your breath. Always exhaling in the hardest part. Two more. Last one. And back to center. Float the feet back down onto the mat. Go ahead and take that block away. We're going to take the knees back to the chest. This time we're going to roll from shoulder to tailbone. We're going to do that 3 times. We're going to roll our way up. We're going to come into a neutral tabletop position. Wrists and elbows and shoulders are stacked. Knees are underneath the hips. Right into your cat-cow's knees. So the hands are really active here. Inhale, pull up to the front body with the tailbone and the gaze. There's that big stretch. And then on the exhale, chin to chest, puff that back. Bend again. Let's do one more. and back to neutral table. Ladies, we're gonna reach for a weight. If you care to use one, we're gonna snug it in behind that right knee. Coming into our fire hydrants, we're gonna keep the left side quiet, and now take that right knee alongside of that right hip for 10. Don't let that left hip pop out. Last one, come on back to center. Now take that leg straight up. Take that knee down for a tap. Send that left heel away for 10. Two, and one. Go ahead and take that knee, leave the knee there, take the weight from behind the right knee. If you're using it, snug it behind the left. When we're ready, let's send that left knee away for 10. Yeah, be mindful of that right hip. And we're back. Send that heel up, so bring the thigh parallel, and now come on down for a tap and send that heel away for 10. Three, two, and one. Come on down. Unravel those toes, take that weight away. Ladies, if you're using your weights, find a lighter weight and take them in between the hands. When you're ready, we're going to send that right leg back and that left arm forward. Hold here. Just hold. Release the weights, release the knee, switch it up, left leg back, right arm forward. With or without weights. Release the weights and the knee. We're gonna make this a little bit more dynamic. Right leg away, left arm forward. We're gonna move on the diagonal, think 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock for 10. Core is active. And one. Come on back to center. Hand down, take the toes to the mat, the legs extended. Press the toes into the mat, now send that heel back, find your calf stretch, hold here. Go ahead and release that right knee back down on the mat, we're gonna even things out. When you're ready, the left leg goes back and the right arm goes forward. This time we think 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock for 10. And one. Release the hand and the weights. Take the left toes to the mat, press them deep into the mat, then send the heel back. There's your stretch, hold here. Go ahead and release that, take that knee back into the mat. These are to curl those toes under, activate the core, float those knees up off the mat. Let's hold. Just a centimeter. We're gonna add into it. Take those knees down for a tap, nice and slow for 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Hold here, hold, hold, hold. Go ahead and take the knees down, ladies, big toes together, knees as wide as your mat. Send the hips back, child's pose. Extend to the spine, find length, take a pause. Now start to walk the hands to the right. Maybe the left hand floats on top of it. Maybe we send that left hip even closer to the heel, hold here. Walking the hands through center, send the hands off to the left. Float the right hand on top of the left, send that right hip further back, hold here. Walking the hands back through center, take a little pause. And now we're going to start to float those hips up as we send the knees underneath the hips. Walk the hands forward, curl the toes under, send the hips up, first downward dog, walk it out. Notice how the legs are feeling. And we soften that space between the shoulder blades. Take a big breath in, and then on the exhale, let's float forward and find our plank. Any version of it, you can take it to your knees, you can take it to your forearms, core is active. Ladies, while we're here, welcome to take the knees to the mat. First, 3 chaturanga push-ups, just 3. Might as well take advantage of this. Come all the way up first, we'll pause, then we go back down. Pause, activate the core, and again, last one. Hold here. Go ahead and send the hips back, walk it out. Let's float that right leg high. Exhale, bend that knee, open up to that right hip as we open the hips up to the right. Send the energy straight back, let that right foot get heavy, we hold. Now go ahead and extend through that right leg. We gaze towards the thumbs, inhale, knee to nose, float forward, hanging plank, nice and slow. It goes back. Right leg, left elbow, float forward and back. Right leg, right elbow. And now inhale, knee to nose, no weights this time, step on through high crescent lunge. So take a nice wide base of support so you feel balanced. At any time, you can take that left knee down to the mat, but while it's up, the toes pointing to the mat, the heel is stacked, the knee, right knee is tracking to the outside of the foot, the arms and heart and base. And now take that gaze forward, bring hands to heart center. Inhale, get tall, exhale, peek to the right, find your twist, elbow to knee or hand to shoulder. We linger. And while we're holding this twist, take that left knee down for a tap. If you're in high crescent lunge, for 5, nice and slow. 4, 3. Press through the toes on the way up. 2, and 1. Hold here. And now gaze toward the front of the mat and take that left hand to the inside of that right foot, either on the mat or on a block, and extend that right arm straight up. Spread the fingers, hold here. Now let's wake up that shoulder girdle and have 3 big circles forward. A little pause here, 3 big circles back. Again, we pause. And now float that right hand down alongside the foot. Step on back. Ladies first transition of the class. Welcome to stay where you are. Take child's pose and enjoy flow. And then when you're ready, we're back and downward dog. We're going to even things up. We know where we're going this time. Go ahead and float that left leg high. Exhale, bend that knee, let that foot get heavy. Let's hold. And now send that left leg straight back. Gazing in between the thumbs. Ready for our hanging plank. Inhale, knee to nose. We float forward. And back. Left knee, right elbow. And back. Left elbow. And back. And now inhale, knee to nose. Step on through. Come on up and find your high crescent line or low. Again, root through those toes. Send the arms of heart and the gaze up. Let's take a pause here. And now we're going to take your gaze forward and bring the hands to heart center. A little peek to the left as we take the right elbow to knee. Find your twist. Hold here. And now once again, we're going to take that right knee down nice and slow for a tap for 5, 4, 3, 2, and pause. Gaze to the front of your mat. That hand goes to the inside of that left foot. We send that left arm up. Spread the fingers. Gaze can be straight or up towards that thumb. And now let's make 3 big circles forward. A little pause. 3 big circles back. Again, a little pause. And now take that hand to mat. Step on back and make your way wherever transition suits you best. Beautiful. Ladies, bend the knees generously. Start to walk the hands and the feet towards each other. We're going to meet in the middle of the mat for our first forward fold. Let everything go. Hands can be on blocks, on mats, on shins. Root through the heels. Soften the heart towards the legs. Maybe we send those hips back just a little to wake up those hamstrings even more. We're going to take advantage of gravity here. Just give the head a gentle little nod from side to side. A little shake back and forth, yes and no. Go ahead and release that. Let the head just get heavy. Taking hands to shin of the mat, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Ladies, from here, we're going to reach for our weight. So if you care to use weights, we're coming into some squats. Different variations. So if you're going to use your weights, you're going to grab your weights, you're going to take them above your toes. And then we're going to start to stack the spine as we take those weights, we drag them up the feet and up the shins. So we're going to arrive at a nice, tall, stacked spine. Turn to face the long edge of your mat. We're stacked. We're going to take the weights and just rest them on the shoulders to start. or you can hold them at heart center, it's yogi's choice. So take a big breath in, and on the exhale, send those hips back, find your squat, hold here, or just hold it. Keep the spine tall. Don't look down at your feet, the body will collapse. Now root through the heels, come all the way up. Let's do that one more time. Come on down, find your squat and hold. And now 10 little pulses. 8. Hold here. Root to the feet, come all the way up. This time we're going to take our weights in our hands. So we're going to come to a squat. It's going to be more dynamic. When we come up, you have the options of taking the weights overhead. If you decide that you don't want to do that, just cast the weights away. So when you're ready, take a big breath in. On the exhale, sit back in that imaginary chair. Weights are at the shoulders, come on up for 10. 9, slow. 4. Last one. And now just bring the weights to heart center, come back and sit in that imaginary chair. Hold here. Up a centimeter, down a centimeter. Up a centimeter, down a centimeter. Slow, ladies, for 3. This is 5. Go down 5 more. Hold here, root the feet, come all the way up. Arms are alongside with their waists. We take big steps apart, finding our goddess legs. Toes are towards the corners of the mat. Excuse me, heels are always in line with the toes. Take the weights at heart center. Go ahead and find your squat. Hold here. Now we're going to take those arms nice and tight to the body. We're going to bring the elbows in line with the shoulders for 10. Come on back to center, little lower, little lower, little lower. Lift the right heel off the mat, 10 pulses. Lower that right heel, a little lower, lift that left heel, 10 pulses. Lower down, hold here. Up a centimeter, down a centimeter. Up, down. We got 9 and 10. Ladies, bring the arms straight down, roll the shoulders away. We're gonna bring those arms straight up for 10. Slight bend in the elbow. 3, 2, and 1. Weights at heart center, a little lower, a little lower, a little lower. Hold here. Open up to those legs. Now from here, we're going to check our balance. Come onto the right toe, come onto the left toe. Hold for 10. 3, 2, and 1. Heels down, come on up. Take the toes towards the long edge of the mat. Let the weights just get heavy. Find a wide-legged forward fold. Take your weights off to the side. Let everything melt towards the mat. Hold here. Inhale to a flat back. And now heel toe those feet underneath the hips. Come on up to a nice tall stacked spine, one vertebrae at a time. No weights here, ladies. We're coming into our curtsy squats. So we're gonna keep that left leg grounded. We're gonna take that right leg behind it. We're gonna do 10 on each side. So we are away. Hands can be for balance, heart center, whatever you like. Right leg behind. You go as low as your knees will allow. That's one. Take it slow. Use your whole mat. This is 8 and 8. You got 2 more each side. 9. Last one. And back to center. Take 2 big steps, one with the right, one with the left, nice and wide. So again, toes are towards the mat. Coming into our lateral lunges. Take the hips off to the right, center, left, center, right, center. You got it. This is 3. 8. 9. Last one. Come on back to center, wide legged forward, way to go. Hands can be on the mat or blocks. You can grab opposite elbow, let everything get heavy. And now walk towards that right leg, drape the body over that right leg, hold here. Walking through center. Drape the body over the left leg, hold here. And now walking back through center one more time. We're gonna heel toe those feet underneath the hips. And now stack the spine, come on. We're gonna turn to face the, you can still face this way, you can face along that, whatever is easier for you. You just don't need the width here. We're gonna take that block and we're gonna step the left foot on it. Coming onto those right toes. So first of all, we activate the core. That's what helps with balance. If you get a case of the wiggles and you need to hold on to a chair, that's okay. We're gonna take those toes off the mat by pulling the toes towards the shin. And now trying to keep the left side quiet, we're gonna pull that leg away. For 10, 9. Hands are there for balance. 4, 3. See how hard the core has to work? 2, and 1. Go ahead and float that right leg down. We're just gonna step over so we can float that right foot onto the block. Come on up. So our left toes start on the mat, activate the core first, feel stable, and when you do, toes to shin, take that leg away for 10. 2, and 1. Go ahead and come on down. Take that block off the side. Turn the face to the front of your mat this time. Big breath in. Exhale, take a bow. Hands to mat, bend the knees as much as you need to. Walk the hands forward, send the feet back, downward dog, walk it out. Now gazing in between the thumb, we're going to float the heart forward, plank, hold here, and now take the belly to the mat. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, cobra. You take the cobra wherever you want, ready this a couple times. Shoulders are away from the ears. Hip points at crest into the mat, heart shining forward. And release. One more time, big breath in. Root through the feet, come up with the heart, hold here. And release. We're gonna do this one last time. Big breath in. On the exhale, come on up and find your expression of cobra. Notice how that back is feeling. Last breath here, go ahead and float back down on the mat. We're gonna zip those legs up, ladies. So you've got options. Hands can be just, arms can just be on the mat. You can stack the hands and float the forehead on top of it, or your forehead could be on the mat, yogi's choice. Zip those legs up, imprint through the hips, up go the feet, the shins, the knees, the thighs, we just hold. And release. This time we're going to take the hands in behind us, sit on the sit bones, interlace fingers. We're going to start to take the gaze forward as we lift the head. We're going to float the shoulders down the back, send the knuckles towards the heels, and then rise up a little higher, floating the heart a little higher off the mat and hold. And release. Go ahead and switch your clasp. It's going to feel a little awkward, but change the grip on your hands. We're going to tie that all together this time. Big breath in, imprint through the hips, up go the feet, the heart rises. We send the arms back. All the energy is going back. Fingers, toes, hold here. And release. Go ahead and bend the knees and just wiggle the legs back and forth. And now send the legs back down onto the mat. We're going to take the arms alongside of the chest one more time. Yogi's choice. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then on the exhale, we're going to send those hips back. Downward dog. We're going to keep that left foot toes on the mat, but we're going to take those right toes and we're going to float them onto that left heel. Now root through the toes and send that heel as high as you can. Press the toes into the mat. We're going to come into some calf work here. So lower that heel down and up for 10, 9. So the lower that heel gets to the floor, the more of the stretch you're getting. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and float that right leg straight up, three-legged dog. Float forward, three-legged plank. Lower down. Drop the leg down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Walk it out. We're going to get ready for the next side. Keep those right toes on the mat. When you're ready, float those left toes onto the heel. Root the toes into the mat on the right side even more and float that heel up. And you'll come on down for 10. Three, 2, and 1. Go ahead and float that left leg up, three-legged dog. We float forward, three-legged plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Ladies, you're going to want your light weights here, not your heavy ones, your light ones. We're going to float that right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, a step on through. This time we're going to spin that back heel. We're coming into warrior 2. So we're going to heel to heel or heel to arch grip. We send those arms straight out, palms down. Keep that knee safe. And now gazes forward, little circles forward. Little pause, reverse it. Hold here. We're coming into our waist middle, so turn to face the front of your mat and back for 10. 2, and 1. Warrior 2, turn to face the front of your mat, hands on either side of the foot, step on back, transition into and back and downward dog. We're gonna even things out, ladies. Go ahead and float that left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step on through. Spin that back heel, come up, warrior 2 on this side. Keep that knee safe, arms are out one more time. This time, flip the palms. 10 little circles forward. Little pause here, reverse that. And now let's let our waist turn to the front for 10. 5. 2. Last one. Come on back, find warrior 2. Turn to face the front of your mat, hands on either side. Step on back. Last transition of class, anything you like. And walk it out. Ladies, go ahead and take those knees to the mat. And then we're just gonna walk back and then take our sit bones onto the mat. Extend those legs straight out if you want more of a challenge. Keep your feet on the mat. Give you a little break. We're gonna fire up the core. Send the arms straight out. And now slowly take the spine one vertebrae at a time. And then when the entire spine arrives, go ahead and take those knees to the chest one final time while rock and roll. And you're gonna need your straps handy for the next little part. Come on back to center. You can leave your right knee where it is, send that left leg down the mat. Reach for your strap. We're gonna take the strap onto the arch of the foot, send that leg straight up. So we start with it above the hip socket, pull the toes towards the shin, and then when you're ready, let that leg float forward as much as you like, find your stretch. Nice big stretch of the legs, they did lots for us today. Now float that leg back above the hip socket, strap is in the right hand. We keep the left sit bone grounded, float that leg off to the right. And we can be anywhere you'd like on the right, but you decide where it needs to be to deliver the stretch you're looking for. And we hold. Go ahead and float that leg back up above the hip socket. Take the strap on the left hand. Keep the shoulders grounded here, let that right leg get heavy to the left. The work here is to keep the shoulders grounded. You take that foot anywhere you need to deliver the stretch you're looking for. We'll linger here. Go ahead and float that leg back above the hip socket. Bend that left knee and then send that foot along the right so you can take the strap from one foot to the other. And then float that right leg back down to the mat. Take the strap in both hands, pull the toes towards the shin. We start with it stacked above the hip and then we float it anywhere it makes sense. And linger. Last breath here. Go ahead and float that leg back above the hip socket, taking the strap in the left hand. When you're ready, allow that left leg to get heavy as it floats to the left. We keep that right sit bone grounded. Again, take that leg anywhere it makes sense. Find your stretch. Be mindful of that right hip. It wants to pull up because of the weight of the left leg. Important that we keep it grounded. Go ahead and float that leg back up above the hip socket. We'll take the strap in the right hand. Keeping the shoulders grounded, we allow that leg to get heavy as it floats off to the right. And again, take it anywhere in space that makes sense for you. And then go ahead and reset, come on back to center. Go ahead and bend that left knee. Take the strap off the foot. Send the right knee to the chest. But this time, take the knees on either side of the torso. Let's find happy baby. Clasping into the ankles, the soles of the feet. We take it to a little roll from side to side. And then go ahead and start to get playful. Maybe we start to extend through one leg. Maybe we extend through the other leg. But just being playful. And as you roll from side to side, check in with the body one more time. How are you feeling now? This is the first day of the class. Noticing any changes in the body, in the headspace. And now come on back to center. We're going to take those feet together and then bring them back down onto the mat. One final twist each side, shoulders are flat, take the knees to the right. Take that left ear to the mat, hold. Gaze comes back to center, knees comes back to center. We're going to switch it up last both of the class. Take the knees to the left. When they arrive, take that right ear to the mat. Let's hold here. Go ahead and take your gaze back to center. Take those knees back to center and then just take them as wide as your mat. A couple windmills as we float them from side to side a couple of times. Think about how you might like to spend final Shavasana. Think about what props you're going to need. And then when you're ready, take those feet back in line with the hips and float yourself right into your version of Shavasana, whatever that looks like. Call on your blocks and your props. Find your happy place on your mat. And when you're set up, I want you to start to feel expansive across the back body and shoulders. Take up lots of real estate, close the eyes. Relax the forehead and the jaw. Focus on the breath. We're going to do a little bit of breath work here. We're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to pause for a count of 4. We're going to exhale for a count of 4. We're going to pause again. So I'm just going to cue you. I'm not going to count out loud. We're going to do that 3 times. Third time, you can decide if you want to continue that or just let the natural rhythm of the breath reach you. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Last one. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Now you decide if you want to continue. Just let the natural rhythm return. Focusing more on the exhalations, allowing them to melt you just a little deeper into your mouth. That's Please move slowly, gently, kindly, and start to bring some awareness back to the body. As always, everything's just a suggestion. Wake up in your own way, in your own time, without haste. Start with the extremities, fingers and toes. And stay both. Waking up the limbs. Maybe a nod of the head. Maybe some movement to the waist or hips. If you want to send energy out in opposite directions, extend into the arms and the legs, feeling long, tall, big big stretch, full body stretch. Maybe you want to roll onto one side. Settle for a breath or two. And then if you're ready, when you're ready, without haste, you'll eventually make your way to seated position with stacked spine. Bring hands to heart center, always about gratitude that we're well enough to make it to our mats. We have the initiative to do so and for each other. Have a great weekend, everybody. You know the place in you, the whole universe resides, and when you are in that place in you, and I'm in that place in me, we are one. Namaste.